All right. Hello, everyone. I thought I'd get this video done up. We discussed about getting printouts done. Yeah. So printout for your button, and then printout for buttons, and then printout for your Angry Bird sticker. Yeah. So I figured I would take a second and see if you guys can't get this done for me. Now, there's a bit of a process to getting your Angry Bird custom Angry Bird created. Well, you've already created it. So the hard work, I would say, is completed, right? We're all good there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you quickly how you can create a die line. Okay. So your die line is what the ESCO table will follow in order to cut out your, cut out your final piece. So if I just open up my Angry Bird, you guys can open up your final template if you'd like. Okay, I'm going to just utilize maybe one of these for now. There we go. I've got this guy right here. Okay, so however you want to go about it, find your bird. Yeah, I would go, again, maybe you open up the template that you submitted in your finals folder. I'm just going to grab this guy for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and create a new document. So I copied it. Okay, I'm going to go in Command N. Just open up, maybe a 5x5 is great. I know I'm partial to my 5x5s. Okay, so 5x5 maybe. Okay, let's call this out as sticker to print, or Angry Bird, or custom bird to print. Good. Okay, so custom bird to print. Yeah, awesome. 5x5 inches, and we're good. And we're just gonna say okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and paste, Command C, Command V. All right. So now what I've done is I pasted my bird, the one that we worked on together. Possibly, if you join me, maybe not, that's okay. But really what we need to do is we need to make sure that we create an outline, as mentioned, so that the cutter can actually cut around this object. So now the first thing we need to do is, as mentioned, leave it size as per, actually I didn't give you a specific size, did I? I would say it's a 5x5. So let's keep it within a certain range. I would say probably, let's try not to get any bigger than like 4x4, I believe was the past classes I've taught this. I believe it was like 4x4. So try not to go any bigger than that. Okay, I'd recommend we I have mine right here. It's at about 2x2, I believe, or 2.5. Yeah, almost 3x3. There we go. Maybe I'll do a 3. There we go. 3 inches in height. Okay, so let's maybe make that a maximum. Okay, so we don't just so it doesn't get overdone. But I think a 3-inch square is probably a good place to be. Okay, to play with. So that being said, next step. So I may actually do this. Sorry, I'll digress. We made it a 5x5. I'm going to go into my artboard. We know we can use the artboard tool. I'm going to make this a 3x3. Ah, even better. There we go. So there we go. I've made this a 3x3 inch box. And what I'd like you all to do is just go in and let's just create or center that into the box like so. We can actually, at this time, we may want to group it so it's just one object. Okay, or one, not a one object, but you know what I mean. Okay, and then we can align it. All right, so I'm going to go into my alignment, make sure it's to artboard, and I'm going to center. Okay, sorry, oops, center, right, and then center. There we go. So I grouped it first, Command G, or object group. Okay, and then from there I went into align, artboard, center, center. And then you guys can size that, everyone, you can size that up as you see fit. But this is a 3x3 inch document. You can start there if you want, but there we go. I'm kind of going off memory. I do apologize. We haven't, yes, I haven't done this for a few years, so it's all good. But I'm going to get this we're going to get this done regardless. First thing, remember we want to expand everything. That being said, I don't really need to expand this entire thing right now, and I can show you why. And in order to get, sorry, you will need to expand it, but let me just take a step back. What I want to do is I want to create a new layer, okay? So I create a layer, yeah? So we have our layer here. You'll notice I actually had paste remember layers on. So you probably had something that came up here as layer 2 maybe, right? Or maybe you just went right onto layer 1. So regardless of what happened, you should have just 2 layers here. right? I may call this out as button or actual sticker. Oops, sorry. Layers, again, it's good, but I'm not looking for this per se. What I really want to see, though, is this one is going to be our die layer, okay? So we have a layer with our sticker on it. There we go. Now what I want to do is I want to take this object, okay? Do this with me, really important. I want you to go in and I want you to duplicate this layer. In fairness, you could even do it this way, probably is easiest, right? So take the layer like this. I just got rid of that added layer, don't need it. We just have one layer sticker. I want you to create a copy of it. Perfect. So we have sticker layer or sticker copy, there we go, okay? What I'd like to do is let's make this one, instead of sticker, let's create this as our die layer. Or we'll just call it die cut. Okay. This is what the printer is going to use, or the ESCO table is going to use to cut it out. This, of course, is our, right? And so we have two copies and, you know, they're right on top of each other. So what I'd like to do is let's hide this one. Okay. That way it's not there. I know it's tough because you have them like one right on top of the other. So that was just by copying it. And maybe I'll just get rid of copy in the end here, right? I'll just do that, get rid of it, say okay. Anyway, so we in essence have sticker and die cut, okay? Now in the die cut, what I need to do is this is where we need to do an expanding because we need to get this outline 100% around, right? So that when it cuts, right now if it cuts everyone, what's gonna happen is these pieces are all gonna get cut out, like everywhere, right? These lines. So we need to expand everything, make sure that none of these strokes are strokes anymore and that we can then utilize it as an object. In order to do this, you ready? We did this actually just in class. We want to expand appearance first step. Okay, so now by expanding appearance, that will, you'll notice, that'll take care of any areas that I had the actual appearance utilized, and it will expand that stroke overall. Okay, next step, path, outline stroke. Okay, you can actually go to expand again. Okay, so one was expand appearance and then expand. You'll notice it'll allow me to do fill and stroke, and you can say yes, okay. So whether you go there or whether you take a step back and you do it with path, outline stroke, regardless, it'll get you to the end. The reason I typically don't do expand is just because I don't like the gradient. Sometimes it'll break a gradient up, which gets a little dangerous. But at the end of the day, we have something like this now. Perfect. Good. So beautiful. Everything's kind of expanded. We've got no more strokes, right? Everything is now out. Good. Next step. You ready? Select on this whole object. And I want to use Pathfinder in this case, okay? So I'm going to open up my Pathfinder. All right. Unite. Amazing. So notice here what just happened is I united the whole object, and the whole purpose of me expanding that stroke is now when I unite it, it'll create one beautiful line that will go around the entire perimeter. And we just did this in class, didn't we, with the other one? Okay, so this is great. And this is what I'm going to use as my outer, or as my line. I'm not going to cut directly to this line though. And the reason being is because it would be right on the edge of my, right? So if the ESCO, or when it starts cutting, if it happens to be a 1/16 of an inch off, you're going to see a white line within, right? So we don't want that. Well, a few things you can do to get around it. You can, of course, do something like this and add in a black stroke or a black fill, right? And then have it, anyway, let's not do that. Let's just follow, we'll just follow along. So I'm going to hide this again for a second. What I wanted to show you, first off, is I don't need any of these added pieces. So in my case, I'm going to get rid of this with my white arrow. I went to my white arrow, and I'm going to get rid of this piece and delete. Also, I do not need these pieces, okay? And I'm going to delete. I want this to be a clean outside, right? I want this when it cuts. I don't want these pieces to be cut, okay? I just want it to be the sticker as one solid cut, right? So get rid of those, all right? So we're getting there. This looks really good right now, okay? what I'd like now to do is we're going to take this overall stroke, okay, and it looks like that. You'll notice it's following around beautifully. It's following the path of our bird so far beautifully, okay. Now what I want to do, and we did this before, and this is in your object path, offset path. Cool. So I'll leave that up for a sec. So go in, we're going to offset the path, okay? So what this will allow is for a little buffer area so that when it cuts, check it out, amazing. It's going to then cut around with this nice white slug that's here. See that? That's a beautiful thing, right? Let's not go so large though. This is ridiculous. Okay, let's try 0.5 as half an inch. See what that looks like. And we'll have preview on, sorry. I said 0.5. Oh, not 0.5, oh my goodness. 0.05. Hey, cool. So there's a 0.05 outer stroke, right? Or offset path. So that being said, let's, I think 0.5 is pretty good. I might go with 0.8 and see how that looks. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna do a 0.8 on it, okay? 0.08. So miter limit, good, good, good. And I'm gonna hit okay. So let's just hide this sticker for a second, the top one. And so what we have here is we have our original that we work with, right? The original outer or inner. You can delete that, get rid of it all. Don't need that anymore. This is what we want the table to cut, this line. Really important line, isn't it? So I need to make sure that I let the ESCO table know to follow this line. In order to have this work, there's one thing that we need to do to the stroke, okay? So let's go here. I'm just gonna go Command Y for a second. There we go. So we have, in essence, let's have a look at it. Hey, that's kind of neat, right? Even the offset stroke gives me a neat offset fill, right? Although this is not what I want, okay? I'm gonna just keep my sticker hidden for a second, the top one. Okay, now let's do this. Let's Command X. Okay, so now I have my stroke or my purple to my stroke, right? So what I want you to do is swap whatever you may have on your fill, get it no fill, and a stroke of this is purple, right? Okay, are we ready? What I need is we need to create a cut contour is what it's called, okay? So what I'd like everyone to do is go in and have your stroke selected like so, okay? And what I want to do here is I want to create, let's go, typically you're going to find that they do it in 100% magenta, okay? So I have something like that to just indicate that it's a cut line, okay? I'm also going to make this just really thin at like 0.0 or 0.5 in my stroke, okay? So now that I have that, I have good, good, good. I need to create a swatch out of this, okay? Now, let's just do this again. Make sure that you got magenta, okay? A good step, a good rule of thumb to indicate that it is in fact a cut contour line is what it's known as, okay? So magenta, 100% magenta, right? We want 0.5 in our point stroke, okay? Now, here's the trick to making it work. And here's the trick to making the ESCO table read this as a cut line. Really important step here. New. So I'm going to create a new swatch from this color. You will notice you have the ability to create, process, and spot. But before we do that, it actually matters what name we call this out. Yes? You ready? I need you to type this out exactly as I type it. C, capital C, U-T, capital C, O-N-T-O-U-R. Cut contour, okay? So general cutting software, etc., knows that this is the name of the cut that we need to make. It will identify it as a cut contour, yes? Now, what I'd like you also to do is make it a spot color, okay? Amazing. Now by turning it into a spot color, this has now made this cut contour spot, so it knows, again, making two very important steps there. Change it from process to spot, change the name capital C-U-T, capital C-O-N-T-O-U-R. Good? We're going to hit OK. Check it out. You've now got this as a spot. It's called cut contour. Yes. And it is on the stroke. Everyone, that is officially what I need from you. Okay. So if I go in now and I bring my sticker back, okay, and I got my die line with my cut contour applied, all right, this is how we go about saving it, all right? What I would like from all of you, if you want your board printed and cut, okay, I would like you to save this, okay, and save this as a PDF if you could, okay? So I'm going to do a Command-Shift-S, okay, and I'm going to working, go into your projects folder probably would be good, or maybe your assignments, okay, and then maybe even in our assignments I might go to printed products or print. Printed products, okay, and then maybe we'll call this out as Angry Bird. Awesome. And custom bird to print, sure, you can put your name in there if you want, that would be good, right? Maybe even just your initials. MT custom bird to print. Now let's change that, and I will just ask you for a PDF, okay? And we're going to save. Let's just use our defaults here, should be fine, okay? And then we're going to just hit save. It's going to open up into a little window here. This is awesome. And now what's going to happen, everyone, is when you put this in the RIP, when you bring this in to the ESCO table, yeah, what's going to happen is this pink line is going to get recognized by the table, and you're going to have, same as Photoshop, you know, the marching ants, that's exactly what's going to happen, okay? We used to do this in the sign shop all the time, right, to do stickers and so on. So we create the contour, right? Once you bring it into the RIP software, this will then go to, marching ants as mentioned, okay? And it's going to then indicate that that's where to cut it. Cool? That is it all. So that is your My Custom Print Bird, custom bird. So have fun with it, okay? This is ready to rock and roll, and hopefully that helped you get to the end. I will open up a Dropbox for all of you, and you guys can upload your Angry Bird. And remember, just try to keep it within a 3x3 inch document, okay? So keep it within 3x3 if you could, please, all right? And then, don't make sure that your die cut line is within the document, like so. Keep in mind, I offset it by, I think, 0.08 or so. Okay, and that should be golden, okay? Hopefully you found that helpful. Hopefully you loved your bird enough that you want to get it printed. But yes, got us to the end. So thank you for joining me. Have a good one, everyone, and I will talk to you real soon.